Okay.
Hi, family.
Hi,
Thanks for
family.
watching.
Thank you for watching. So we are back again now. It's been actually a little bit longer than we originally planned. We both came down sick. Couldn't really taste anything, so it wasn't a point in actually doing a taste test or doing any of this other stuff. But now we're doing better. So here we are.
We did a 7 yeast experiment with mead. We made a melomel, is that what you called
I
it?
think they call them melomels, yeah. Adding juice to the must to, yeah.
To give it its flavor, as opposed to doing just a traditional mead that usually is common when you're doing these type of experiments. And our reasoning and thinking behind that was we don't usually make traditional mead to begin with, so we were trying to make something that would be more real life,
What
what
we
we would
would probably
expect.
do. Yeah, what we'd probably make something, yeah, with the flavors of something we'd probably try.
And so our 7 yeasts, which I will put in the description, have been brewing in our kitchen for the last 4 weeks, as we shared. They actually mostly all finished, I would say, around 2 weeks, but of course,
Life happened. Looking at them from the back here, I can see that they've clarified at different rates. I'd almost say that whatever this one is, and probably this one, look the clearest from my side and my angle. Really curious to see how things have turned out. We're going to do gravity readings on all of them, re-rack all of them, and then do a taste test of all of them for the, first phase.
yeah, and it was really interesting. We wrote down a couple of notes about them, like the Cote Blanc stopped off gassing by day 7. And the like the Premier Blanc actually started clarifying by day 7. One thing that we did have happen was 71B. It
It's
started almost a day later than the others,
It
and
took a
so
long time for it to get going, like to the point that we actually did a second batch because we thought the yeast went bad. And it was a brand new package, fresher, newer, everything. And that one did the exact same thing.
it took like a full
So,
day to get start. Not a full day, but
yeah, these were all, rip roaring after a couple hours. And that one,
it didn't start really going until the following morning.
yeah,
We actually have two 71Bs, or that we made, I should say. And the one, I think, surprising thing that we found was I called it Rogue last time. It's actually Rouge. Um, the Rouge actually took a lot longer. It was off gassing a lot longer than we expected. Like there were ones that were completely done by day 7, as we mentioned, but Rouge was still going for a good full 2 weeks.
thinking it was
Kind
going to
of,
be the first one done. But we're going to top everything off once we re-rack it with some more of the juice, just to make sure that we have the full glasses to add a little bit more sugar and sweetness and secondary. Seems to be the path that we're going right now. So
we
we'll see.
haven't had anything come full year for us to see if that's really a better
Method.
method, but that is just the method that we're on at the moment.
Yep. Well then, in that case, we're starting with the bread yeast.
The one you're least excited about?
That's right. What we decided is we're going to take out a set amount. That'll be our sampler for not only reading the gravity, but also for the taste test. That way, when we add liquid back, we know how much exactly we're keeping everything consistent basically for this. We're trying our best to. Okay. So we just got done doing gravity readings on everything, getting our sampler cups prepared. Um, it was interesting. So there was slight variation, 0.001 to, you know,
0.998. So it was basically the difference between one or two notches for each one.
yeah,
They were all below one, which means they went to zero
completely, yeah,
sugars.
zero sugar.
But it also means that neither one of us was technically wrong.
Okay, whatever.
I need to put that part in.
We'll see. We'll see what happens when we do the taste test. I mean, I think they're all going to still be dry,
Who
but we're going to
knows?
be curious if the yeasts byproducts, the different yeasts, their byproducts we were looking into later, might produce more like a sweeter taste that isn't sugary. I don't know. So I'm going to need your help on this, babe. you're going to need to start the jacking when I'm pushing this down.
Start
The pumping. Pump jack. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Why you put this up here?
Because that's how a siphon works.
We just siphoned this one.
Oh, that's the one we just did?
Yes.
Oh. Got it. Let's put that one somewhere else.
There, you left it there.
Is that one of the tidbits you're looking forward to? Why is this there? Because that's how a siphon works. All right, here we go.
You know how the siphon works. Okay,
right.
so we had a little more waste than we anticipated, mostly because we got ourselves confused by the cups on one side and the
Milliliters on
milliliters
the
on
other.
the other side. And so our plan is to just put another 250
250.
milliliters of juice per
Jar.
jar, and hope I don't think it'll matter the last 80.
No, and have that be that. Yeah, we'll start from the right. Give you a cootie. All right,
All
cheers.
right.
So let's see how this one goes for a month.
It doesn't smell as ranch.
Doesn't smell as footy.
Yeah, so footy is like an alcohol, rubbing alcohol taste or
Taste
smell.
and well, the smell's not so much rubbing alcohol as it is just
It's not
funky smell.
yeah, it's not a pleasant smell or taste,
Yeah.
but
This one's
this one's a little lighter.
a little bit lighter, yeah. Wow,
That is a very different taste.
that's a very different taste. A lot more mild, dry.
It feels lighter though, even though it's a dry. It reminds me more of like a Pinot Grigio, how the more you drink it, the harder and drier it starts to taste.
And I'll apologize, like I'm gonna probably be basing a lot of my comparison to a 71B because that's what we use the most.
So this is the Premier Blanc. I can't smell anything.
Yeah, the footiness isn't here. Very mild if it is there.
There's no like alcohol smell to it.
Oh wow. Another very different flavor.
It's very thick. There's
Heavier, I'd say, yeah.
yeah, it's not as light as the we're calling the cooties, but it's not how you
Whatever it actually is
pronounce
called,
it.
yeah. Again, footiness is very mild in this one.
Extremely mild. All the flavors are kind of muted. I would
They
say
are
the
very muted,
juice
yeah.
stands out more in that than it does in this. You know, it's kind of funny, but this reminds me of like what you would drink in the summertime when you just, want to have something chilled
Mm.
and you
It would be probably really good chilled, yeah.
okay.
But I think I still like that more than the cootie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the bread. Not really looking forward to this one, but
Okay.
okay, here we go.
Here's the bread yeast. There's the the lacquer smell. Oh.
Compared to the other two. The footiness you're expecting from
Is
the
there.
smell is there. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that one right there.
That's the least.
Don't expect much out of the bread yeast.
Our first batch of mead we made, we used bread yeast because it's what we had. And we thought we had ruined the batch and we're ready
We
to
were ready to
throw
throw
it
it
out.
out. It cleaned up after like a year,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
oh man.
Our first two batches, we thought we had screwed up.
Pretty bad.
Bread yeast lives up to expectations.
Yes, yes. Fruity. I'm picking up a lot of fruit in that one.
Ooh.
Very fruity.
Oh, but it tastes
Oh. Sour.
super tart or sour.
Sour.
There's no fruitiness. It's mega dry.
It's right there with the bread yeast. But it's on the aromatics are better on it.
We had read about this being supposedly a drier
Is
yeast to
that what
begin
this one
with.
was?
Hmm.
Okay.
And it does not disappoint.
I'm gonna put that
Second to
there.
last.
Yeah.
It's at least a little better than the bread yeast.
So we're in agreement right now on the placement of ordering.
Well, to be fair, we have similar
I was
tastes.
gonna say, yeah, that makes sense. We have similar tastes. On the 71B.
Hmm. It
71B is
feels
just
familiar.
I was
It's
gonna say
almost
it's
like,
familiar.
yeah, it's almost got a nostalgic taste to us now at this point because we've been working with it for so long.
Yes. I think this one has the strongest footiness though. Like
Yeah, it just smells like a brewery almost.
a meadery. I don't think I've actually been to a meadery. I don't know what they smell like.
So it's not as dry as the Rouge.
It's footy, it's sour, it's not nearly as dry as the Rouge was.
It has
It has
some sweetness
some
to it.
sweetness to it. For right now, yeah, that's
And then
gone.
that one just, it's not
It's
a
not
bright
as
yeast.
dry as the Rouge, which is why I put it in front of the Rouge. Honestly, if you like dry, you might flip that around, I would say. And it is a bit footy. So,
Rubbing alcohol taste. Yeah.
rubbing alcohol taste, yeah. The EC 1118.
It's a very
I was
light,
gonna say I don't smell much.
almost almost sweet. So it's a little dry, but that's expected. However, there's more complexity than just dryness.
It's got more texture than the other ones, I think is how I'd say it. But
It leaves a coating in the back of
yeah,
your
it leaves a
throat.
coating. It does leave a coating.
I would actually say this one, the taste lasts longest.
I think I like that one more than 71B.
Think I like this one more than the cooties. Sorry to feel the alcohol.
The sips, the
These sips are
D47.
deceiving.
This I smell footiness. I don't think it's the strongest one I've smelt though. It's dry.
It's dry and it leaves a massive
Don't.
aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to tell though because of the footiness.
Mm-hmm.
The two though that have the longest aftertaste is the 47, I think, and the EC one.
So
Yeah.
at a month, this is gonna be my lineup, I think.
This is my lineup. How do we change? Do we vary? We both agree the Premier Blanc is our
Our
favorite so
favorite
far.
so far. I mean, I think it's because it mellowed out so fast.
Mm-hmm. Wow. After a while, it all just tastes footy.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Yep.
Okay, we're done.
I'll be curious when we do the second taste test if it changes the lineup, how it ages. All right. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Take care. I'm sure this would be great content. Just sit here and watch the glass fill.